All right, hello everybody. I am back. I am never going to get used to hitting the button to start the live stream, but I am here to talk about letting go of an avoidant partner. And this was something that somebody asked me in the comments of the last video that I did. If you didn't know, I've started like live streaming. I'm just experimenting. I don't even have a lot of time right now today to be doing this, but whenever I have time, I'm coming in here, jumping on, live streaming about stuff around relationships because I have a new channel that I will be getting off the ground. I know I'm not the best at this right now, but I'm working on it. A new channel, Love and Relationships, designed for today. Go ahead, search for that and subscribe. I put it in the chat, I put it in the comments of this video. But I love relationships and I love talking about this stuff, and I've been asking for questions from you. If you have any questions, leave that in the chat, or leave it leave it in the comments below this video. That's more likely where I'm gonna see it, and maybe you'll find me answering one of your questions in a live stream. So today, right now, I'm here to talk about letting go of an avoidant partner. And the person had asked like a bunch of questions all in one, and I'm going to try to address as much as I can in this short period of time that I have. So letting go of an avoidant partner, I guess what they're really talking about here is if you've broken up already, or maybe you're in the process of breaking up, you're thinking about breaking up with your partner, you know, you're not satisfied by your partner because them being avoidant and you may be feeling like you want more connection, it's just not working, you've tried. Maybe you've discussed it before and you feel like you've just given up. I think we've all been there to some extent, whether it be with a partner or somebody else in our lives, and you just don't know what to do. Like, do I try to salvage this relationship? But it sounds like this person was probably at the point where they're like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to put this behind me and maybe start looking for some new experiences. So the first thought that came to my mind when I heard this was, what makes of an avoidant partner so much different from any other partner in terms of letting them go? I think we all have to kind of go through the same steps of, okay, so let me go through some of the steps that I would go through if I had to let go of somebody and it was painful for me to think about them. Something that I would do is maybe try to think about them less. Now I know, for me especially, this is like impossible, and I know it's probably really hard for you too. But the more that you can find time in your day that you can focus on something other than them, that's going to just literally give you time not thinking about them, and it's going to make it easier to let them go. You know, try to stop yourself from going on their social media all the time. Try to stop yourself from looking at pictures of them. Try to stop yourself from going in the direction of them. Now you might think, well, I don't want to forget about them. You know, they're meaningful to me. I care about them. I want to know what they're up to. I want to know that they're safe. That's all well and good. And you can still check every now and then what's going on, but don't do it all day. Don't obsessively get in there and like dig your hands in, because that's the opposite of what you're telling me you want, right? That was something I wanted to get to. Be clear that you want to let them go in the first place. If you're not clear that this is the direction that you want to go in, you're going to go back and forth. You're going to be checking and not checking, and you're going to have desires, and then you're going to have this desire to get away from them, and it's going to be back and forth and confusing, and it's going to pull you in all different directions, and it's going to be painful, and it's going to hurt. So do your best. At first, do your best to make sure that you actually don't want to be with them. And if you're in a position where you do want to be with them, but they have made a decision that they don't want to continue with you at this point in their life, because I never like to think that anything is permanently over. Personally, that's my personal choice. But if that's the case, then ask yourself, how is wanting them helping you move forward? Because it seems like there is a desire here to move forward, to leave this behind. And hello to you in the chat. I do see everybody who comes into the chat. I'm not so good at interacting yet. I'm still learning how to do this live streaming well, but I do see you, so hello. The moving on part is what you want to focus on here, because you do have a desire to move on. Even if you have a desire to still be with them, you also have this other desire to move on. So the idea is to shift your focus towards the desire of moving on, towards letting go. Shift yourself in that direction. More often in that direction each day. Now, This is hard. This is hard because when somebody has left us and it wasn't our choice, we tend to ruminate and we think about it over and over and over again. And day to day to day, things come up that remind us of them, especially if they were in our everyday experience, if we live together with them, if we have children with them, if we share friends with them, these kinds of things, it makes it very difficult. But each day is a new day. And when you wake up, don't make the first thing that you do to grab your phone and check up on them, because you're bringing them back into your life. And the idea here is to move forward. So be mindful each day of what it is that you're doing. If you have trouble with this, something I always recommend to people, and I know people probably get annoyed with me for recommending it so much, but meditation helps. If you can learn to just meditate and be still, be quiet. I know not everybody has a quiet environment, so try to find a quiet environment, even if that means going outside to your car, going to a park, whatever you can do. Whatever you can do to find a peaceful environment, and it's not always going to be possible, I get that. But go into a quiet environment, stay still, let your thoughts run out, like a waterfall, like clouds passing by, however you want to think of it. Just watch your thoughts. Don't interact with your thoughts, just let them go by and let them fall away. And then eventually things will feel more peaceful. Your breathing will get better. You'll just feel more calm. And then from that calm place, you won't feel as much need to contact them. You won't feel the need to pull them in and be around them and feel close to them. So, letting go. I think one of the particular problems with avoidant people is that they don't talk with us. They don't communicate with us. You know, they're good doing their own thing, and especially if there's a breakup, they're going to want to go off and hang out by themselves, and they're probably a little bit more naturally adjusted to something like a breakup, because that's kind of their disposition. But for us, on the other side of things, maybe it's harder for us because we want to communicate. We want to know what's going on. And I think for a lot of us, we want some sense of closure. And an avoidant person may not give us a sense of closure, because for us, closure might mean something like having a conversation about it and hashing through the emotions together and deciding this is how we're going to do things. I'm going to go this way and you're going to go that way, and it's going to be fine if you contact me every couple of months, and this is the way we're going to arrange things. But they are avoidant, and they may not want to do that kind of a conversation with you. And then that leaves you with this sense of like, well, what do I do? How do I know what's okay to do and what's not okay to do? And what that really says to you, or what it's said to me in my experiences in the past, is that you have to come up with your own sense of closure. Well, first of all, you don't even have to have closure. I think I can hear my friend actually in my mind saying this to me. You don't need closure. You don't actually need closure to move on from something. You can just start where you are and continue to move forward without worrying about what that thing that just happened meant and where it's leading, because your life is going to continue anyway, and you might as well guide your life in a direction that feels good to you. Somebody in the chat saying you can celebrate how you think of them less and less often as time goes on, even if the feelings are super strong when they do come up. Yes. So let me read that again to make sure I'm understanding. Celebrate how you think of them less and less often as time goes on. You know what? Celebrate the things that make you feel good. You know, if it's them that makes you feel good, great. But there's other things in your life that make you feel good. And maybe in this relationship with them, and maybe because it's been such a difficult relationship, you've lost touch with some of those things. So this is the perfect opportunity to go back into your life and back into your hobbies and go back into the friendships that you lost contact with and the things that you enjoy, the music, whatever it is that you know makes you feel good. Move into that. Pick up a video game, pick up a book, go play a guitar, go, I don't know, exercise. Like whatever it is that you've let fall off, bring it back into your life. Bring those things back into your life. And if you're not really sure what makes you feel good, experiment. Try something new. Start cooking. I'm just throwing ideas out there that are coming to me, but do what feels good to you. Try different things, and if you don't like it, you don't like it. It's not the end of the world. Again, every day you're going to wake up, it's going to be a new day. You're going to have a new opportunity to try this. So you don't have to be perfect every day. You don't have to be some perfect performing person, and you don't have to attract a new relationship right away. You don't have to resolve the end of this one. Don't put so much pressure on yourself here. There's no reason to put so much pressure on yourself. The goal is to feel good. Stay focused on that goal. I'm going to feel good. I'm going to move forward. I'm letting go of this partner because this is something that I chose. Focus is really important. So, all right, what else did I want to say? There was something else I wanted to say about this. There was a piece in the question about how do you move forward knowing that you deserve the love that you give to somebody else. Like maybe you haven't been receiving it from this partner and that's why you're leaving them or letting go of them because you realize they're not supplying you with what you need. How do you feel worthy of that in yourself and move on to find somebody who will give it to you? Well, I think first and foremost, there needs to be an understanding that you don't need anybody else to give that to you. And I know that's a cliche, and I know we all say like, oh, you have to love yourself before you love somebody else. And I don't even know that that's necessarily true. But there is something to understanding that you are fine on your own by yourself. And you can find those activities that make you feel good, like I've been mentioning. You can go throughout your day, whatever your situation is, and find positive things in that situation to enjoy. You know, I get it. I have lived a long life. I'm still continuing to live my life, and I'm sure I'll be slammed with all kinds of weird new experiences. But I've had a lot of those experiences where I've hated my job, I've hated my relationship, I've hated to get out of bed in the morning, I've hated so many things. But it's only through finding the things that I liked, finding the things that I loved, finding the things that I wanted to experience, and then moving towards those things that I got from those places to where I am today. And I am happy today, and I do enjoy my day every day. Don't get me wrong, my life is not perfect. I don't love every day, every single day, and I don't love everything that happens every day, but I find those things that make me feel good, and in general, my life is pretty good. Is it where I want it to be? No. Do I have moments of doubt? Yes. But this is a way better place than where I was a couple of years ago and a couple of years before that and a couple of years before that. And again, it only happened because I stayed focused. Stay focused on where you're going. Don't focus backwards onto where you were. Don't focus into these thoughts of not feeling good. Don't focus on the bad stuff. It's only gonna keep you stuck with the bad stuff. My cat is around. Let me see if I can get an opportunity to bring her on the camera because I know somebody wanted to see last time. Okay, come on. Come on. Okay, we got her. Here she is. Say hi, Anastasia. Oh. This is one of the things that makes me happy. Okay. Anastasia makes me very happy. Anastasia wasn't in my life 10 years ago, and she is now. So that's the kind of thing. Now she's upset because I picked her up. She's fine though. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. You know, the separation from the person who's been making you feel not so good is the opportunity to find the things that make you feel good. You know, if that person in some way lowered your confidence, and, you know, I hesitate to even say that they made you feel bad or that they are the cause of these things, even though I understand the situation with them did bring you down. The understanding here needs to be is that you are the one who has the power to bring yourself back up. You are the one who has the power to get to that place of confidence, and you have the ability to mold your life, change your life, and bring it in the direction that you want. And the person that you want will come into your life as long as you continue to follow the things that feel good. So letting go of somebody who was an avoidant partner for you, it's going to take time. I think you set some realistic expectations. You know, it might seem like they moved on like that and they're done. But first of all, we don't know what's going through their mind. You know what? I'm not even going to go there. I was going to say like what the avoidant person might be thinking about, or you know what they're doing. It's not even important. It's just not important to know why they moved on the way that they did. It's not important to know why they blocked you or how they're able to do what they're doing, because at the end of the day, that's not what you want anyway. Why are you going to focus on what you don't want? Focus on where you want to move. And even if they were able to cut things off and it looks like they just cut and run and floated off into the future on their fairy magical cloud, you don't have to do that. You're allowed to struggle. You're allowed to have a hard time each day. You're allowed to go back and forth. Just keep moving in the direction of good things. So to let go of an avoidant partner, just, I think the best thing I can really say is to focus away from them. I'll think more about this. You know, I do have my other channel, relationships and love designed for today. I want so badly to fill that channel up with more information, and eventually these live streams will move over to that channel, so please subscribe if you don't want to miss anything. But just don't have the time. I wish I had more time. Hopefully I'll get to the point where I will have more time and I'll fill that channel up with more of this kind of stuff. But I'll think more about this, and when I come to some ideas, I'll start to post more stuff over there. All I will say is to keep an understanding within your heart that things will get better. And you know, taking your mind off of your avoidant ex doesn't mean that you're wiping them off. It doesn't mean the memory's gonna go away. They're still, trust me, they'll still be there in your mind. They're gonna come up. They're gonna come up in your mind, and I'm sure they'll be thinking of you too, even though they may not admit it, because there was something there. There was something important to you, so it's gonna show up again and again and again. Just allow it to show up and pass through. Show up and pass through. Show up and pass through. And if it is something that brings you joy, the parts that bring you joy will stay there. They will come back to you. The things about that relationship, you know, I'll say, I did a lot of videos on this channel about my ex, and a lot of them were put in a negative way because it was a very negative experience, the relationship with him and the breakup. But as more time has gone on and I've changed the way I live my life, I can look backwards and be like, wow, you know, I really liked that vacation we went on, or I really liked the beginning of our relationship when we moved in together, or you know what, we had a lot more things in common than I realized. And I get to keep those things. You know, I get to choose, do I want to keep those things or not? And sometimes, yeah, I think I'd like to keep those memories. I'd like to keep those things in my life, but I don't want to think so much about the fighting and the, you know, it's still there. Everything's still there in my head. I still know everything that went on, but I don't focus on it because it's just not important to me anymore. I have other directions I'm taking my life in that make me happy. So that's what I wish for you, that you take the time to build up your own confidence, to find the things that make you feel good, because when you do those things that make you feel good, your confidence will rise. You will start to feel safer and happier and healthier and more connected to people just by doing things for yourself. So that's all I got. I do have to get out of here. I appreciate everybody who joined me. So I don't know if you guys want me reading your names in the chat. So I'm not going to do that, but I do see everybody here and I'm reading everything. So thank you for showing up. If you have any questions related to avoidance or anxious attachment or anything like that, relationships in general, breaking up, starting a new relationship, dating, confidence, whatever it is, go ahead and leave that in the comments and maybe you'll find me answering it in another live stream. Yeah, that's all I got for today. So thank you again, and I hope to be seeing you soon. I do love doing these live streams, so I'm sure I'll be seeing you soon again. Thanks, everybody. Take care.